Hello everyone, this is Miss Hall and I am here to show you just how to use your new Sora account through Hazlet Public Schools. Let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure that you're logged into your Hazlet Google account. Once you're in your Google account, from any Google page, you can go up to the waffle here. This is where you view all the Google apps that you have access to. By clicking on the waffle, you'll see all the apps and you will want to scroll to the bottom of this menu where you see the little spaceman who is shooting off into outer space. The title says Sora by Overdrive. You'll want to click on this link and a new window will open up where you will need to log into Sora. I have already logged into Sora once, but I'm going to walk you through the steps of logging in again. Initially, you are going to see a search bar where it will say Find My School. Because I've already logged in once with the Hazlet Public Schools, it recognizes that I am using my Hazlet School account. So I'm going to click on Sign In using Hazlet Public Schools. I'm going to select my Hazlet account. Once you're logged into Sora, the Explore page will pop up. This is where you can see Sora's latest book recommendations. They have sweet reads, books that are available right now. They also list popular subjects for you. You have the option to set search preferences, so you can set for everything or books that are available just right now. You can also select the format you'd like. Perhaps you'd like to search for just ebooks or just audiobooks. You also have the option to search for books that are compatible with Kindle. This will set your preferences for searching from now on until you change your preferences again. You can search for a title of the book or refine your books for just this specific search with formats, subjects. So maybe I want to look into fiction and search fiction right now. All of my fiction books will pop up. These are books that I can check out and read anytime I like from the Sora app on my phone or from the browser screen. Here you see we have Master of Sorrows in an ebook and in an audiobook. So let's check out the ebook. When I click on the book, I can see the cover page, and then on the right-hand side of the screen, I see the title, the author. The format is an ebook, and I can see that it's part of a series. The audience is listed as general adult, and this book is always going to be available no matter how many people are reading it. There's also a brief synopsis or summary of the book. On the right-hand side of the screen, I have options to borrow, read a sample, or add to a specific list. If I scroll down farther, I can see the other books in this series and titles that are similar to this book. Let's say I want to go ahead and borrow Master of Sorrows. I'm going to click Borrow, and the page for the book will automatically pop up. Down here in this little circle, you can see the book that you're reading right at that moment. You have lots of options when it comes to Sora and reading. If I click on this book, it will drop down that menu so that I don't see the progress bar or how far I've gone in the book. But as I move forward in the book, I can scroll through pages by clicking on the left or right hand side of the screen, or if I'm in my browser, I can use the arrows to move forward in the book. I can also change the outline of the book. So right now, I have the book set up so that I will see multiple pages at a time, a page on the left and a page on the right. But I can also change the settings so that I see just a single page at one time. I have the option to change the appearance of the book. Maybe I wanted a sepia or a dark tone. This is great for reading at night. As you can see, there are additional options. I can also search for something specifically within the book. So if I were reading a book for an assignment and perhaps I needed to look up specific words, I can search for those words right in the book. And I can scroll forward and continue my reading. And Sora is great because wherever you leave off, it'll pick right back up when it's done. You can see now that I've made progress in the book and I'm on pages 19 and 20. I also have the option to create bookmarks or highlight, If you forget how to do that, you can just click that little bookmark menu and it'll show you exactly what it is that you can do for the bookmarks. Perhaps I wasn't certain what haphazardly means, so I'm going to go ahead and click on haphazardly and scroll my mouse just a little bit to the left or right. Then I have this menu pop up here where I can choose to define, highlight, or search within the book. If I don't know what haphazardly means, I can click on define, and I have a definition right here. I can see that haphazardly is an adverb and it means in a manner lacking any obvious principle of organization. I also have the option to search the web for information about this word as well. I'm going to go ahead and close this book for now and continue exploring throughout Sora. Back on my Explore tab, I can click on Search for a book. If I know the specific title of my book, let's say I'm reading Romeo and Juliet, I can type that into the search bar and Romeo and Juliet will pop up. By clicking on that, I can see all of the information available that we just looked at that previous book. But maybe I don't want to look for an ebook this time. Maybe I want to look for an audiobook. So I'm going to clear my search. I'm going to go for more options, and under format, I'm going to select audiobook. Here I can see all of the audiobooks available for checkout right now. I'm going to scroll down the list for something that looks interesting to me, and I can see here that we have books in Spanish as well. I think To the Moon looks like a great book. I want to go ahead and read that. So I'm going to click on that. And here, just like before, we have a brief explanation of the book. We can see that it's an audiobook. It lasts about 6 minutes when I listen to it, and it's part of the Space Adventure series. I also get a brief summary of the book, and I can tell that it's an audiobook by these little headphones right here. If I'm not sure if I want to borrow this book right now, maybe I'm not sure if it's what I'm interested in, I could listen to a sample or I could go ahead and click borrow and that will be checked out to me. Just like last time, this book will immediately pop up so I can start listening to it right away. I have some additional options with an audiobook here. If I click on this thing that looks like a timer, I can adjust the playback speed depending on how fast or slow I want to listen to the book. I can also set a sleep timer so that I can listen to this book as I fall asleep at night. Just like before, you can set bookmarks and define things within the book. Finally, I can check my progress in the book by looking at this menu bar here. I'm going to close this book out now and we are going to take a look at the other pages within Sora. If at any time I want to return back to my book, I can go down here to the large circle, click on that, and I'm taken right back to my last spot in this book. I'm going to show you the home page now. The home page is where you can see any books that maybe a teacher has assigned to you to read on Sora, and I can also see what I have checked out. Additionally, I have access to words that I've recently looked up within the books that I've been reading. And if I've taken any notes or highlights, those will also appear on my home page. And because Sora learns what I'm interested in, it also provides recommendations for me for additional future reading. Over here on the bottom, I see the shelf option. If I click on the shelf option, I can see all of the books that I have checked out right now. I also have the option to look at books that I might have placed on hold, lists that I've created for books, and my past history of looking at books. Finally, on the Me page, I can set my nickname, I can change my avatar, and it also provides me with data on all of the information that I have concerning the books that I've read. I can see that so far I've opened 8 books. I've read for about 35 minutes, about 3 minutes each time, 4 minutes per book. I've read a 1-day streak right now, so I'm going to try to bring that up and read more tomorrow. And the longest streak is I've read 2 days in a row. One of the fun things about Sora is it keeps track of certain achievements that you receive along the way. So there are some basic ones, like signing in for the first time. If I've been assigned a book and I open that up, I also get an achievement or a little badge. You can see that there are some for finishing books, listening to audiobooks, and reading books in certain genres. I also have reading goal badges that I can achieve, and there's Hall of Fame, such as earning 5 achievements or earning all of the achievements. This is all of the things that we can do on Sora just by logging in with our Hazlitt school account. I'm going to go back here to my homepage, and I want to read Painted Skies. I've heard good things about this book, and I'm going to check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow the book, and I've reached my loan limit. So there is a limit to the number of books that I can have checked out to me at one time that have not been assigned to me. If I've finished reading Master of Sorrows, I can go to Options and return this book. I'm going to click Return, and then I'm going to go see if I can check this book out again. If I click Borrow, this book is now checked out to me. So when Painted Skies opens up, I can tell that it is a picture book, and I have this beautiful cover on the front, and I see 2 children holding hands. Just like before, I can change the layout, but this is a picture book, so I'm thinking that instead of having a single page layout, I might have pictures that spill over onto the other page, so I want to see both pages at the same time. And what I'm going to challenge you guys to do now is find a book that you're interested in on Sora and read it. Then what I'd love to see you do is write a book recommendation for your fellow classmates and share that book recommendation with your school librarian. I'm going to show you now just what a book recommendation will look like for this book, Painted Skies. I have my book recommendation here, and you can see that it is short and sweet. I have included the title and author, as well as the person who is recommending this book. I'm going to read my book recommendation to you quickly, and then I'm going to suggest ways for you to create your own recommendation to share with your librarian. So this says, Leslie has just moved to the far north. One October night, she and her friend Uli Pika sneak out to make snow angels when suddenly Leslie notices colors dancing across the sky. She is immediately afraid, worried that spirits have come for them. Instead of frightening spirits, Uli Pika tells her the story of Aksarit, the Northern Lights. So what I've done here is I have introduced our 2 main characters and set up what the story is going to be about. We know they're outside in the night sky. Lights up. We know that Leslie's afraid, but her friend Uli Pika is about to tell her this beautiful story. But with my book recommendation, I don't want to give away the ending because I want other people to read it and find out what happens just like I had the opportunity to. So again, once you've found a book in Sora and you've read it, you decide that you really like it, I'm going to challenge you to write your own very short book recommendation and send it to your librarian so that your librarian is prepared to recommend that same book to your classmates and maybe even feature it next school year. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope that has answered some of your questions about Sora, and please reach out to your school librarian if you have any questions at all. Have a great day.